The Galactic Council had never encountered a species like humans before. Most civilizations that reached the stars did so through gradual, peaceful evolution. Their warlike tendencies burned away by the crucible of near-extinction events or tempered by philosophical awakenings. Humans had done neither. Admiral Tech stared at the communication screen, his four eyes blinking in sequence as he processed what he'd just witnessed. The human delegation had left the emergency session after delivering their message. It had been brief, cold, and terrifying in its simplicity. "This is our final communication. Never speak with us again." "They can't be serious," said Commander Rill, her tentacles coiling nervously around her console. "An entire species can't just withdraw from galactic society." Tech's outer membrane flushed a deep blue. "They're not withdrawing, they're warning us." The incident that had triggered this crisis seemed minor at first. A routine scientific expedition to catalog asteroid compositions in a remote system had encountered a small human mining operation. The expedition leader, Dr. Mox, followed standard protocols, attempting communication and offering data exchange. The humans had responded with immediate aggression, destroying the research vessel's communication array with a precision strike that left the ship otherwise intact. The message was clear: leave immediately. Dr. Mox had reported the incident, triggering diplomatic channels. The human response came within hours, a single representative arriving at Galactic Council headquarters with their ultimatum. "The strangest part," Tech said, scrolling through Dr. Mox's report, "is that this system isn't even claimed territory. It's in unclaimed space, thousands of light years from their homeworld." Commander Rill shuddered. Why would they react so violently to a simple greeting? Because came a voice from the doorway. "They've encountered something out there." Director Pon entered, his ancient form moving with surprising grace. As head of xenanthropology, he'd studied human history more than any other being in Council space. "Humans evolved on a predator world," Pon explained, settling into a gravity chair. "Their entire history is defined by threats that emerge from darkness. When they colonized their own planet, new diseases awaited in each territory. When they expanded to nearby planets, they discovered ancient alien ruins that nearly destroyed them." Tech frowned. "The precursor incident? That was centuries ago." "That they've never forgotten," Pon replied. "Humans don't think like us. When they encounter something unfamiliar, they don't see an opportunity. They see a potential threat." "But what did they find?" Rill asked. Pon's skin paled. "Something they fear enough to cut off all contact with other species, rather than risk exposing us to it." The implications sent a chill through the room. In his private quarters aboard the human vessel Vigilant *, Captain Mark reviewed the sensor data again. The mining operation had been a cover for their real mission, monitoring the anomaly. "Any change?" he asked his second-in-command, Lieutenant Tom. "None, sir. It remains dormant." Mark nodded, relief and tension battling within him. 5 years ago, a human exploration team had discovered the dormant entity in that unremarkable asteroid field. Initial scans revealed technology far beyond anything known to humanity or the Galactic Council. The decision to quarantine the discovery came from the highest levels of Earth Command. Humanity had survived the precursor artifacts only through isolation and caution. They would not risk the lives of trillions by sharing this discovery prematurely. "The Council will be curious," Tom said. "They might send more ships." "That's why we delivered the warning," Mark replied. "Their protocols require them to respect explicit territorial declarations, even ones they don't understand." "And if they don't?" Mark's eyes hardened. "Then we demonstrate why humanity survived when the precursors did not." 3 months later, Admiral Tech found himself facing an unprecedented situation. The Galactic Council had voted to respect the human warning, but a private research consortium had other ideas. They sent a stealth vessel, Pon reported, his form trembling with anger, directly to the system where the incident occurred. "Fools," Tech hissed. "Did they make contact with the humans?" "No," Pon said. "They never got the chance." The recording showed the research vessel approaching the asteroid field. Suddenly, a spatial distortion emerged from what appeared to be empty space. The ship froze in place, enveloped by energy that their sensors couldn't categorize. And it simply disintegrated. Not an explosion. The ship broke apart at molecular levels, components separating in an orderly fashion, as if disassembled by invisible hands. What did this? Tech whispered. Not the humans, Pond said. Whatever they've been containing out there. A message arrived moments later from Earth Command. We warned you. Captain Mark stood before the quarantine field, studying the entity they designated Object Zero. It resembled a crystalline structure, pulsing with colors that human eyes couldn't fully process. It's learning from each encounter, said Dr. Jane, their leading xenobiologist. The way it disassembled that alien vessel shows it's developing new techniques. Can it be destroyed? Mark asked. We've run simulations. Any direct attack would likely trigger a response we can't predict or contain. Mark nodded grimly. Then we maintain the quarantine, forever if necessary. This was humanity's burden, standing guard against threats the rest of the galaxy couldn't comprehend. The Council species had evolved in relatively peaceful environments, developing cooperation before conquest. They couldn't understand that sometimes isolation was the only safe path. Humans knew better. They'd survived their own violent history by recognizing dangers before they became existential threats. Send a final message to Earth Command, Mark ordered. Quarantine protocol confirmed effective. We'll maintain position indefinitely. As the message transmitted, Mark watched the silent, pulsing entity. Humanity had given just one warning to the galaxy. For everyone's sake, he hoped they would listen. Inside its crystalline prison, Object Zero continued its patient calculations, waiting for the next opportunity to spread.